We tell stories of human. Way, not with artificial voices or AI slop. In the end, what's HFI without? Humanity? Subscribe to keep it this way. My name is Amir Sohal. Let's begin. The stars were silent, but the ship was not. A massive alien warship floated in deep space, dark and cold like a sleeping giant. Inside, hundreds of strange beings moved with perfect control. Lights blinked softly across the walls. Machines hummed in a steady rhythm. Everything was calm. Everything was under control. At the center of the ship stood the command bridge. Captain Ralzeth watched the holographic display in front of her. Her tall, thin figure did not move much. Her glowing eyes studied a small blue planet spinning slowly in space. Earth. She had been watching it for many cycles. To her, humans were simple creatures. Weak, emotional, easy to break. She had seen many species across the galaxy, and humans did not impress her. They fight each other, she said in a cold voice. They destroy their own world. They are not a threat. Around her, her crew agreed. Some even made low sounds that meant amusement. One of the officers stepped forward. Captain, our scans show low-level technology. Their weapons are primitive compared to ours. Ralzeth nodded slowly. Then they are exactly what we expected. She turned away from the display, ready to leave, but then a sharp alarm cut through the air. The calm was gone in an instant. Warning, unknown signal detected. The crew froze. Ralzeth turned back quickly. Report. A technician rushed to the main console. Captain, we are receiving transmission. From where? The technician hesitated. From Earth. The bridge went silent. Ralzeth's eyes narrowed. Play it. The lights dimmed slightly as the signal connected. The sound was weak at first, full of static, broken. Then a voice came through. A human voice. Hello, if anyone can hear this, please. It was not strong. It was shaking. We need help? Ralzeth stepped closer. The crew listened carefully. They are coming. We don't know what they are. Cities are gone. We are losing everything. The signal cut for a second, then came back stronger. If there is anyone out there, please answer. The message ended. Silence filled the bridge. No one spoke. Ralzeth stared at the empty space where the signal had been. Replay it, she said. The message played again. Same fear, same desperation, same weakness. One officer spoke carefully. Captain, it sounds like a distress call. Ralzeth did not answer right away. Her mind was already working. Trace the signal, she ordered. The technician nodded quickly. Yes, Captain. Seconds passed. Then, I have it. The signal is real. It is coming from the planet's surface. Ralzeth looked back at Earth. Something was wrong. Humans were not supposed to send signals like this. Not like this. What could cause such fear? She asked quietly. Another officer answered. Perhaps internal conflict. Their species is known for war. Ralzeth shook her head slowly. No, this is different. She had studied war. She had seen fear. But this felt deeper, stronger, almost primal. Open full scan, she said. The ship's systems activated immediately. Sensors reached out toward Earth, scanning every part of the planet. The results came in quickly, and they were not normal. Captain, the technician said, his voice unsure, we are detecting massive destruction across multiple regions. Ralzeth's eyes sharpened. Explain. Entire cities are gone. Not damaged. Gone. The crew shifted uncomfortably. Energy readings? She asked. Unstable. Unknown source. That word again. Unknown. Ralzeth did not like unknown things. What about human activity? She asked. The technician checked again, then paused. Captain, they're survivors, but their signals are scattered, chaotic. He swallowed. And they're afraid. Ralzeth turned slowly. Afraid? She repeated. Yes, Captain. Extremely afraid. She walked closer to the main screen. Her voice was calm, but something had changed. Humans are always afraid, she said. That is their nature. The officer nodded. Yes, Captain. But the technician spoke again. No, this is different. Ralzeth looked at him. He hesitated, then continued. This level of fear, it is not normal. The room fell colder. Ralzeth studied the data in silence. Then she made a decision. Prepare a contact probe, she said. The crew looked surprised. Captain, one officer asked. We will respond to the signal, she said. But Captain, they are a low-level species. Ralzeth raised her hand. The officer stopped speaking immediately. I am aware of their level, she said calmly. But something has changed. She looked back at Earth again. And I want to know what. The probe was launched within minutes. A small, fast ship moved toward the planet. Inside the main warship, everyone watched closely. Time passed slowly. Then, probe has reached the surface. Establish visual link. The screen flickered, then showed an image. Dark skies, broken buildings, fire in the distance. Earth was not peaceful anymore. It looked wounded. The probe moved forward, scanning the area. No people, no movement, only silence. Then suddenly, a figure appeared. A human. He was running. His clothes were torn. His face was dirty. His breathing was heavy. He looked behind him again and again, like something was chasing him. Zoom in, Ralzeth ordered. The image became clearer. The human stopped for a second. He looked directly at the probe, at the camera, at them. His eyes were wide with fear. Real fear, not the weak fear Ralzeth had seen before. This was something else, something deeper. He moved closer, and then he spoke. You're not one of them. His voice was shaking. Please help me. Ralzeth stepped forward. This was unexpected. Open audio channel, she said. The connection opened. For the first time, an alien spoke directly to a human. This is Captain Ralzeth, she said. Identify yourself. The human looked confused for a second, then answered quickly. My name is Daniel. I don't know what's happening. They came out of nowhere. Who? Ralzeth asked. Daniel shook his head. I don't know. We can't see them clearly. They move in the dark. They take people. His breathing became faster. They are not human. Ralzeth's crew exchanged looks. Describe them, she said. Daniel froze. For a moment, he said nothing. Then he whispered, We don't understand them. He looked around again, like something was close. They don't attack like animals. They don't fight like enemies. Ralzeth leaned forward slightly. Then how do they act? Daniel's voice dropped even lower. They make us afraid. Silence. Ralzeth's expression did not change. Fear is a basic response, she said. That does not make them dangerous. Daniel suddenly looked straight into the camera. No, he said. You don't understand. His voice was stronger now. They don't just scare us. They know what scares us. The entire bridge went still. Ralzeth felt something unfamiliar. A small shift inside her thoughts. Explain, she demanded. Daniel took a step back. His eyes filled with terror. They use our fears against us. They turn our minds against us. He shook his head. It's like they know us better than we know ourselves. Ralzeth's voice became sharper. What are they? Daniel opened his mouth to answer, but before he could speak, something moved behind him. Fast, dark, wrong. Daniel turned. His face changed instantly. Pure terror. No, he whispered. The signal began to break. Static filled the screen. Daniel, Ralzeth said, report what you see. But Daniel did not answer. He was staring into darkness. Frozen. Then he screamed. The screen went black. Connection lost. The bridge was silent again. No one moved. No one spoke. Ralzeth stood still, staring at the empty screen. For the first time in a long time, she was not certain. Not about humans. Not about Earth. And not about what was waiting down there. She turned slowly to her crew. Her voice was calm. But now, there's something else inside it. Prepare full observation, she said. A pause. Then she added, and find out. Her glowing eyes focused on the planet, once more. What can make humans as afraid? Because if something could do that, then maybe humans were not the weakest species after all. And whatever was hunting them might be far worse. The ship was no longer calm. After the signal was lost, a strange silence spread across the command bridge. No one spoke. No one moved. Even the machines felt quieter, as if they were waiting. Captain Ralzeth stood still, her glowing eyes fixed on the dark screen. Daniel's scream was still echoing in her mind. It was not just fear. It was something deeper. Something real. "Replay the last 10 seconds, she ordered. The technician hesitated for a moment, then obeyed. The screen flickered back to life. Daniel's face appeared again. His wide eyes, his shaking breath, then the movement behind him. The shadow. Fast. Unclear. Wrong. Ralzeth leaned closer. "Slow it down," she said. The footage slowed. Frame by frame. The shadow moved again. This time they all saw it, but no one understood it. It had no clear shape, no solid form. It was like darkness moving inside darkness. "Enhance the image," Ralzeth said. The system tried, but the result made it worse. The more they enhanced it, the less it made sense. One officer stepped back. "Captain, this is not possible." Ralzeth did not answer. Her focus was locked. "Scan for energy signatures," she ordered. The technician checked quickly, then stopped. "Captain, there is something." "Show me." A strange reading appeared on the screen. It was unstable, changing every second, like it was alive. "What type of energy is that?" she asked. The technician shook his head. "I don't know. It does not match any known form." Another unknown. Ralzeth felt that same small shift again. Something was not right. "Run a full analysis of human history," she said. The crew looked confused. "Captain," one of them asked, "if something knows how to scare humans," she said slowly, "then we must understand what humans fear." The order was clear. The ship's systems activated again. Massive amounts of human data were pulled from Earth. Videos, records, wars, voices, memories, everything. The bridge filled with images from human history. Violence, fire, destruction, humans fighting humans. Ralzeth watched carefully. "This is their nature," she said. "They destroy each other." But then, new data appeared. Not war, not weapons. Something else. Fear. A child crying in the dark. A man running from something unseen. People afraid of shadows. Afraid of being alone. Afraid of what they could not understand. Ralzeth studied it all. "Humans fear the unknown," she said. The officer nodded. "Yes, Captain." But the technician spoke again. "Not just the unknown." Ralzeth looked at him. "They also fear themselves," he said quietly. Ralzeth paused. "Explain." The technician pulled up more data. Moments where humans lost control. Moments where fear turned into anger, into violence, into chaos. When humans are afraid, he said, they change. Ralzeth watched a video of a human in panic. The human was not running. He was fighting, attacking, destroying everything around him. Fear does not weaken them, the technician continued. It transforms them. Ralzeth turned back to the main screen. Earth was still there, broken, burning. Then what happens, she said slowly, when something uses that fear against them? No one answered, because no one knew. Suddenly, another alarm sounded. Captain, new signal detected. Ralzeth turned quickly. From Earth. Yes, but it is different. Play it. The signal opened. This time, there was no voice. Only sound. Breathing. Heavy. Fast. Then, whispers. Soft. Broken. Not clear. The crew leaned closer. What is it saying? One officer asked. The system tried to translate, but failed. It is not a known language, the technician said. Ralzeth's eyes narrowed. Is it human? The technician hesitated. I don't think so. The whispers grew louder. More voices, layered together, like many beings speaking at once. But none of it made sense. Then suddenly, a single clear sentence came through. Cold. Empty. We see you. The signal cut. The bridge went completely silent. One officer stepped back. That was not human. Ralzeth did not respond. Her mind was moving fast now. "Trace the signal," she ordered. The technician worked quickly, then stopped. "Captain, what is it?" "It is coming from multiple locations." Ralzetha's eyes sharpened. "Multiple?" "Yes, all across the planet." She looked back at Earth. Slowly, carefully. "That means," she said, "they are everywhere." The crew felt it now. That same feeling Daniel had. Fear. Real fear. But Ralzeth pushed it down. "Prepare a second probe," she said. This time, her voice was stronger, more serious. "We need closer data." The probe was launched again, faster than before, more advanced, more prepared. As it entered Earth's atmosphere, the feed connected instantly. The view was clearer now. The damage was worse. Entire cities were empty. No movement, no life, just silence. The probe moved through the streets, scanning everything. Then, it detected something. Movement. "Zoom in," Ralzeth ordered. The camera focused. A group of humans. Hiding. They looked weak, tired, broken. One of them looked up. He saw the probe. For a second, hope appeared on his face. But then, his expression changed. Instantly, hope turned into fear. "No," he whispered. "Turn it off." The others looked at the probe, and they reacted the same way. Fear. Not hope. Not relief. Fear. Ralzeth felt something cold inside her. "Why are they afraid of us?" one officer asked. No one answered. Then, one of the humans stood up slowly. He walked toward the probe. His movements were not normal. Too stiff. Too controlled. His eyes were empty. Ralzeth leaned forward. "Scan him." The system responded. "Life signs unstable." The human stopped in front of the probe. Then he smiled, but it was wrong. "Not human. Not real. You should not be here," he said. His voice was not his own. It was layered, like the whispers. Ralzetha's voice turned cold. "Identify yourself." The human's smile grew wider. "We're already inside." The screen glitched. The signal broke. Then came back. Closer. Too close. The human's face filled the screen. "We know what you fear." Ralzeth did not move. But for the first time, she felt something she had not felt in a long time. Uncertainty. The human tilted his head, watching her, studying her, like Daniel had been studied. "You are not like them," the voice said. "You think you are strong." A pause. "Then we will learn you too." The feed cut instantly. The probe went offline. Destroyed. The bridge exploded into noise. Signal lost. Probe destroyed. Unknown interference detected. Ralzeth raised her hand. Silence returned. Slowly. But the fear did not leave. She looked at her crew, then back at Earth. Her voice was calm. But now it carried weight. "This is no longer observation." She paused, then said, "This is a threat." The crew stood still, waiting. "What are your orders, Captain?" one officer asked. Ralzeth did not answer immediately. Her eyes remained on the planet, on the darkness spreading across it, on the thing that could scare humans, and maybe something that could learn fear. Slowly, she spoke. "Prepare defensive systems." A pause. Then, "And do not let it reach the ship," because deep inside, she understood one thing now. This was not just about humans anymore. Something was coming. Something that used fear. Something that learned. And if it reached them, it would not just study humans. It would study everything. And everyone, including her. It had become a place of tension. Every light felt dimmer. Every sound felt louder. Even the air inside the ship seemed heavier, like something unseen was pressing against it. Captain Ralzeth stood on the command bridge, her eyes fixed on Earth. That planet was no longer just a weak world. It was a warning. "Status report," she said. A senior officer stepped forward. "Defensive systems are active. All external signals are being blocked. No unknown transmission has entered the ship since the last contact." Ralzeth nodded slightly. But it was not enough, because whatever they were facing, it did not follow normal rules. "Internal scans?" she asked. The technician checked quickly. No intrusions detected. The ship is secure. Ralzeth remained silent for a moment. Then she spoke again. Run it again. The technician blinked. Captain? Run the scan again, she repeated. Deeper? There was a pause. Then the technician obeyed. The systems pushed harder this time, scanning every corner, every signal, every shadow. Seconds passed. Then, Captain, Ralzeth turned. There is something strange. Her eyes narrowed. Show me. A section of the ship appeared on the screen. Lower deck. Storage area. What is it? She asked. The technician swallowed. There is a signal, but it is very weak. Is it one of ours? No, it does not match any known crew pattern. The bridge went silent. Ralzeth felt that cold shift again. Zoom in. The image focused on a dark corridor. Empty. Still. Nothing moved. But the signal was there. Send a drone, she ordered. A small surveillance drone activated and moved toward the location. Everyone watched. The drone entered the corridor. Its camera scanned left and right. Nothing. Just empty metal walls. Move forward, Ralzeth said. The drone moved deeper. Then, it stopped. Why did it stop? She asked. The technician checked. It didn't receive a command to stop. Then why is it not moving? Before anyone could answer, the drone camera flickered, just for a second, and in that second, something appeared. A shape. Behind it. Too fast to see clearly. Then it was gone. The drone started moving again, like nothing happened. Replay that, Ralzeth ordered. The footage rewound, slowed down, frame by frame. There was again a shadow, not solid, not clear, but there, inside the ship. One officer stepped back. That is not possible. We blocked all signals. Ralzeth's voice turned cold. It does not need signals. Silence fell again. The truth was becoming clear. Whatever this thing was, it had already found a way in. Seal that section, she ordered. Lock it down. No one enters. No one leaves. Yes, Captain. The orders were executed immediately. Heavy doors closed. Energy barriers activated. The corridor was isolated. But Ralzeth was not satisfied, because she remembered what the human had said. We're already inside. Her mind moved quickly. If it can enter, she said slowly, then it can spread. The crew looked uneasy. What do we do? One officer asked. Ralzeth turned toward the center of the bridge. Her decision was already made. We study it. The officer froze. Captain, that is dangerous. Yes, she said calmly. That is why we will learn. She turned to the technician. Bring a human on board. The entire bridge reacted. Captain, Ralzeth raised her hand. Silence. If this thing uses human fear, she said, then we need a human to understand it. The logic was clear, but the risk was high. Prepare containment chamber, she ordered, and maximum security. Minutes later, a small transport mission was launched. One human survivor was captured from Earth, alive, unaware, and brought onto the alien warship. The chamber was sealed. Thick walls, energy fields, no escape. The human sat inside. His name was Marcus. He was tired, confused, afraid. Ralzeth entered the observation room. She stood behind the glass, watching him. Begin the test, she said. The lights inside the chamber dimmed. Marcus looked around quickly. Hello, he called out. No answer. His breathing became faster. Is someone there? Ralzeth watched carefully. Introduce a stimulus, she ordered. The system responded. A sound filled the chamber. Soft at first, then clearer. Whispers. Marcus froze. No, he whispered. His body became tense. His eyes moved quickly, searching, listening. Ralzeth observed every detail. Fear response increasing, the technician reported. Marcus stepped back. Stop, he said, but the whispers grew louder. More voices. Closer. They're here, Marcus said, shaking. Ralzeth leaned forward slightly. Continue, she ordered. The shadows inside the chamber shifted, very slightly. almost invisible. But Marcus saw them. No, 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 no. He backed into the wall. His breathing became wild. His fear was rising fast. But then, something changed. Marcus stopped shaking. Slowly, he stood up straight. His fear did not disappear. It changed. His eyes hardened. His fists clenched. Fear turning into aggression, the technician said. Marcus looked into the darkness. "You think I'm scared?" he said. His voice was different now. The signal was everywhere now. Not strong, not clear, but present, like a whisper inside every wall. "Status," she said quietly. Only one officer remained beside her. "Containment fields are active. All sections are locked. No external contact. No internal movement without command." Ralzeth nodded. "And the human?" The officer hesitated. "He is alive." A pause. "But he is not stable." Ralzeth turned slowly. "Explain." "He keeps talking," the officer said. "But not to us." Ralzeth's eyes narrowed. "Take me to him." The containment chamber was darker than before. The lights were low. The walls felt closer. Marcus sat on the floor, his back against the wall, his head down. He was whispering, softly, constantly. Ralzeth stepped closer to glass. Open audio. The system activated. Marcus's voice became clear. "I see you. You are close. You are inside." Ralzeth watched carefully. "Marcus," she said. No response. "Marcus," she repeated. Slowly, he lifted his head. His eyes met hers. But they were not the same. There was something behind them. Something deeper. "You stayed," he said. His voice was calm now. Too calm. Ralzeth did not react. "What do you see?" she asked. Marcus smiled slightly. But it was not a human smile. "I see everything," he said. The officer behind her shifted nervously. Ralzeth ignored it. "Describe it," she said. Marcus tilted his head, like he was listening to something she could not hear. "It is not one," he said. "It is many." Ralzeth's mind focused. "Many what?" Marcus's smile grew wider. "Many fears." Silence. Ralzeth felt that cold feeling again. Stronger now. "It does not come from outside," Marcus continued. "It grows inside." The officer stepped back slightly. "That is not possible," he whispered. Marcus's eyes moved toward him instantly. Too fast. "Everything is possible," he said. Ralzeth raised her hand. The officer went silent. She stepped closer to the glass. "Why humans?" she asked. Marcus looked at her. For a moment, something real came back to his eyes. Something human. "Because we are perfect," he said softly. Ralzeth did not understand. "Explain." Marcus took a slow breath. "Humans feel fear more than any species." A pause. "We imagine things that are not there." Another pause. "We remember things that hurt us." His voice became heavier. "We create our own darkness." Ralzeth felt something shift inside her thoughts. A dangerous realization. "So it uses your minds," she said. Marcus nodded slowly. "It feeds on it." The room went silent. Ralzeth turned slightly, looking at the ship systems, at the spreading signal. "Then why is it here?" she asked. Marcus's answer came instantly. "You brought it." The officer froze. Ralzeth did not move. "Explain," she said again. Marcus leaned forward slightly. "You listened to us." A pause. "You watched us." Another pause. "You tried to understand fear." His eyes locked onto hers. "And now," his voice dropped, "it understands you." The lights flickered. For a moment, everything went dark, then came back. But something had changed. The officer gasped quietly. "Captain?" Ralzeth turned. "What is it?" "The signal." She looked at the screen. Her eyes widened slightly. It was no longer just spreading. It was focusing. On one place. The command bridge. On her. Ralzeth slowly looked back at Marcus. He was smiling again. "You feel it now," he said. Not a question. A statement. Ralzeth remained still. But inside, something moved. A thought. A memory. A feeling she had not faced in a long time. Fear. Not of death, not of enemies, but of losing control. Marcus whispered, "It sees that." The room grew colder. Ralzetha's voice remained steady. "What does it want?" Marcus's smile faded. "It does not want." A pause. "It becomes." Ralzeth did not understand, but she felt the danger. "Clarify." Marcus leaned back, his eyes slowly closing. "It becomes what you fear most." Silence. Heavy, unbreakable. Ralzeth turned away from the chamber. Her mind was racing. If that was true, then this was not just an enemy. It was a mirror, a living reflection of fear itself. And now, it was learning from her crew, from the ship. "Captain," the officer said carefully, "what are your orders?" Ralzeth did not answer immediately, because for the first time, there was no perfect choice. Fight it? It would grow stronger. Ignore it? It would spread. Study it? It would learn more. Every option made it worse. Marcus spoke again, very softly. "There is only one way." Ralzeth turned back. "What way?" Marcus opened his eyes. For a moment, they were completely human again. "Remove the fear." Ralzetha's voice hardened. "That is not possible." Marcus shook his head slightly. "No." A pause. "It is." He looked directly at her. "You just don't like the cost." The meaning hit instantly. Clear, cold, final. Ralzeth turned slowly, back toward the bridge, toward the ship, toward her crew. She understood now. If fear fed it, then the only way to stop it was to remove the source. Completely. Her voice was calm, but final. "Prepare evacuation." The officer froze. "Captain, what?" "Evacuate all crew to external pods," she said. "Now." The officer's voice shook. "And the ship?" Ralzeth looked at the dark space outside, then back at Earth, then at the spreading signal. Her answer was simple. "We end it here." The alarms began instantly. Crew members rushed to escape pods. Confusion filled the ship, but the orders were clear. No questions, only action. Ralzeth remained on the bridge, watching, waiting. Marcus's voice echoed in her mind. "It becomes what you fear most." She closed her eyes for a moment and faced it. Her fear, not death, not failure, but losing control. She opened her eyes again and let it go completely. When she spoke again, her voice was empty of fear. "Activate core overload." The system responded. "Warning. This action will destroy the ship." "I am aware," she said. A pause. "Proceed." Energy began to build deep inside the warship. The signal reacted instantly, spiking, moving faster, trying to spread, trying to escape. But it was too late. Escape pods launched into space, one by one, carrying the crew away, far from the ship, far from fear. Ralzeth stood alone now. The bridge was silent again, just like the beginning. But everything had changed. The final seconds began. The signal surged around her. Desperate, searching, trying to find fear. But there was none left. Ralzeth spoke one last time. Quietly. "To understand fear." A pause. "You must first control it." The warship exploded in a burst of light. Gone. Completely. In the distance, the escape pods drifted in silence. Safe. For now. One officer looked back at the empty space. "What was that thing?" he whispered. Another answered slowly. "We don't know." A pause. Then, "But we know one thing." He looked toward Earth. Still dark. Still silent. "We should never ask humans what they fear, because the answer was far more dangerous than anyone imagined. And somewhere in the deep darkness of space, something waited. Quiet. Patient. Learning. Waiting for the next fear. To begin again. That's it for today's video. If you enjoyed this content, make sure to subscribe to the channel and support us. It really helps us grow and bring more videos like this. Don't forget to turn on notifications so you never miss an update. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.